what would you say is good practices to getting used to the prophetic dreams, words of knowledge, all of that? And before you answer that, how did that come to you when you had that story and you experienced that? How did that word of knowledge come? You just knew it?
Yeah. So the word of knowledge, what we fail to realize is word of knowledge is a wowing gift.
Yes.
It catches people's attention.
Oh, yeah.
And so the word of knowledge is not prophecy. The word of knowledge falls under revelatory gifting. It's part of the prophetic umbrella, but it's not prophecy. It's information. It's information that God is giving a man to process what heaven knows, but man don't. It's not through intellect. It's not because I'm brilliant and smart. It's not through reading of body or language of body. It's discerning of spirit. It's hearing the inner still voice of God, nabef, begin to flow, fountain as you speak it. And when you begin to speak it, you're speaking information that you in your natural person could not know, but God has revealed and made known. And so that's the word of knowledge. Word of wisdom is when God gives you a solution for a problem that someone's facing. And it's a delivering factor. Solomon, 2 women crying over one baby because one died. He said, easy, give me my sword. I'll cut it in half. You both have half. He knew the heart of the mother would be, no way, I'd rather see my son live than die, than be brutally murdered. And so when she pushed her son away, Solomon said, pick it up. This is the rightful mother.
Wow.
That's what the word of wisdom does. It brings a solution to some crisis. So when it comes to dreams and visions, what we see in scripture is if you're a dreamer of dream, it needs interpretation. Mm-hmm. So a dream without interpretation is like hearing God's prophetic word with no understanding. Mm. A great example of no understanding of what God is saying is found in 2 Kings chapter 2. The sons of the prophet came to Elisha and said, did you know that your master Elijah will be taken up in a whirlwind to the heavens? And he said, yes, I know. Shh, keep silent. So they heard, but they didn't know what it meant. Mm. And so if they would have understood what it meant, they wouldn't have watched them cross over. They would have crossed over with them, because what would have been made available to one would have been made available to all. And so they heard, but they had no understanding. Right. So Elijah crosses over with Elisha. They cross over by themselves. Elijah's taken up, the mantle comes down. Now Elijah strikes the water, crosses back over, and what do they say? The spirit of Elijah rests on Elisha. And then they said, let us go look for Elijah, for maybe the Lord cast him upon a high hill or thrust him into some valley. Let us go look for him. He's like, no, you don't get it. I told you to go back to your prayer chamber, go back to the place of silence to receive what God was saying. Wow. So they heard it, but they had no understanding. So when we have a dream, it's a figurative language. It's a language of symbolism. And so we have to begin to discern what the symbol in it means. So we begin to write the word. So when you have a dream, it's a picture or a picture graph of what needs to be written down so you can interpret what God is rightfully saying.
That's good. You said something that kind of like popped up in my heart. We said, yes, I know my master's being taken. He said, shh, be silent. And I never thought of that idea being returned to the place of intimacy.